Kerajaan memberi jaminan harga beras putih tempatan terkawal dan kekal sekitar RM2.60 sekilogram walaupun terdapat kenaikan bagi beras putih import. Menteri Pertanian dan Keterjaminan Makanan Muhammad Sabu berkata hanya beras putih import yang dijual di pasaran tempatan naik sekitar 5%.
Sekarang ni heboh tentang beras putih naik harga 5%. Saya memberi jaminan yang naik itu ialah harga beras import yang berkualiti tinggi untuk makanan orang-orang yang berada lah. Tapi untuk orang awam, untuk rakyat Malaysia, keadaan beras adalah terjamin di sekitar RM2.60 sekilo.
Why did the price of imported rice increase?
According to Party Nasional Bernas, external factors such as unstable climate changes, the weak currency exchange rate, and restrictions have affected the quantity of rice imported from India to Malaysia. This is because the unstable climate change has made the plantation and import and export process harder. On the other hand, weak currency rates make exports more expensive than usual. To add on, India has also made restrictions on the exportations of their country's rice to other countries, which made the quantity of rice they export decrease. This will result in the price of imported rice increasing.
Why does the increased price of imported rice affect the demand for local rice?
This is because imported rice and local rice are substitute goods. Substitute goods are goods that can be replaced or substituted for the function of other goods. An increase in the price of the good can cause an increase in the demand for its substitute. For example, when the price of coffee increases, the demand for tea also increases as it is cheaper and has the same function and satisfaction as coffee. This is positive relationship between the price of goods and the demand for substitute goods.
Question 1. Explain how an increase in the price of imported rice affects the demand for local rice. First, let's have a look at what is demand. Demand is defined as the ability and willingness to buy specific quantities of goods in a given period at a particular price. Ceteris paribus. Ceteris paribus is a Latin phrase that means holding other factors constant while some other factors change. Demand differs from desire, wish, want and the like. A mere desire or want for a product will not cause producers to produce that product and place it in the market. The person who wants or desires to have a product must have the ability to buy and be willing to pay for that product. Only then is that desire called a demand. Demand equals to the willingness to buy plus the ability to buy. Consumers must have money to buy the product. Desire want, wish equals to only desires, but not able to purchase the product. Now, let's have a look at the increase in price of imported rice. Take a look at the curve. Originally, the price of imported rice was P0, and the quantity demanded for imported rice was Q0. When the price of imported rice increased from P0 to P1, the quantity demanded reduced from Q0 to Q1. Thus, price and quantity demanded have a negative or inverse relationship, and the demand curve is sloped downward from the left to the right. Next, the increase in demand. The increased price of imported rice from P0 to P1 will cause consumers to switch from buying imported rice to buying local rice. When the price of imported rice increases from P0 to P1, the quantity demanded for local rice will increase from Q0 to Q1. This makes the demand curve shift to the right from D to D1. The price remains constant at P. The increased demand for local rice from Q0 to Q1 is not due to a change in the price of local rice, but is a result of the shift in the demand curve of local rice from D to D1. This shows a positive relationship between the price of imported rice and the demand for local rice, as shown in the curves. Question 2. Explain the impact on the market equilibrium of a small increase in local rice supply compared to the increase in local rice demand. Before that, let us take a look at what is market equilibrium. A market equilibrium is a situation when the quantity demanded and quantity supplied are equal and there is no tendency for price or quantity to change. When a market is in equilibrium, the quantity that sellers are willing to sell exactly balances the quantity that buyers are willing to buy, and there is no tendency for the market price to increase or decrease. Equilibrium can occur irrespective of the price and quantity involved. Now, the effect on the market equilibrium when the increase in demand is greater than the increase in supply. The curve shows the effect on market equilibrium when the increase in demand is greater than the increase in supply. D0 and S0 are the original demand and supply curves respectively. Price P0 and quantity Q0 are the original equilibrium price and quantity. A greater increase in demand compared to the increase in supply for local rice is shown by the shift of the demand curve to the right from D0 to D1, which is greater than the shift of the supply curve to the right from S0 to S1. The equilibrium point will shift from point E0 to point E1. Consequently, there will be a small increase in the price from P0 to P1 and a large increase in quantity from Q0 to Q1. How does a shift in the market equilibrium affect an individual, firm, and the government? First, let us have a look at the effects for an individual from the price change. If the shift is primarily due to changes in demand, an increase in demand will lead to higher prices, benefiting sellers and potentially hurting buyers. Conversely, a decrease in demand will result in lower prices, benefiting buyers but potentially harming sellers. If the shift is due to changes in supply, the opposite holds true. Next, the effects for a firm from the price change. If the shift is primarily due to changes in demand, an increase in demand will lead to higher prices, benefiting firms by allowing them to charge more for their products. Conversely, a decrease in demand will result in lower prices, potentially hurting firms' profitability. Finally, the effects on the government on their tax revenue. Changes in market equilibrium can impact government tax revenue. If there is an increase in demand, leading to higher prices and increased sales, tax revenue from sales or value-added taxes may also increase. Conversely, a decrease in demand can lead to lower tax revenue. Here are a few more examples of the effects of a shift in the market equilibrium to an individual, firm, and the government. Last but not least, let us analyze the price elasticity of demand between imported rice and local rice. The degree of price elasticity of demand between imported rice and local rice is inelastic. The percentage change in price is greater than the percentage change in quantity demanded. This is because the elasticity value is less than 1 but greater than 0. The types of goods with an inelastic demand are goods with low substitutes such as rice, petrol, and cigarettes. The demand curve has a steep slope. Here's an example. The figure shows an inelastic demand curve. The percentage change in price is greater than the percentage change in quantity demanded, and curve D has a steep slope.
Sum up, when the price of imported rice increased, the demand for the local rice will increase simultaneously as imported rice and the local rice are substitute. The increase in the demand for a local rice is the biggest compared to the supply. This market, the demand and the supply curve shift to the right, which is create a new equilibrium. Wow, this is make it clear that the imported rice and local rice have an inelastic price elasticity because the percentage change in price is greater than price change in quantity demands.